Hit it, Logan.
It's X After Hours Podcast with Mariah and Ty.
Your weekly download of X92.9's X Afternoons extracurricular activities. Enjoy.
This week on X After Hours.
Credit card. Ding, 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 ding.
You're like, I would know Kirkland signature Pinot Grigio anywhere.
He has feelings. Pick Googie up.
A whole lot of ass just trying to find my way home. Episode 24, we made it.
Yeah, I'm pumped. It's
Kobe.
yeah, holy shit.
It's going to be a loose podcast today because we had our Stampede Party at work today, which is good.
Look at, there's multiple beer cans on the desk already.
Well, I just thought like this one's almost empty from the party, and then I should have one for the podcast. So anyways, what is everyone drinking to kick it off right away? I got the Bandit Peak Plains Breaker.
Oh,
It's a hopped wheat ale.
nice.
Nice.
I'm actually drinking. Wait, I took a photo of it. All I know is that
It's
it's
a
Kirkland.
wine with like an X
Yeah,
logo.
but it's Kirkland's signature.
So we have a party going on upstairs right now as we're recording this, and there was wine.
for Stampede. It's our
For
Stampede party.
There's wine with like just an X sticker over the logo.
No, I
so
saw behind it. It's Kirkland's signature Pinot
You're like, I would know
Grigio.
Kirkland signature Pinot Grigio anywhere.
Yeah, it's fabulous. So we got that going. I was happy to have that. Take a break from the beers for one. Sam, what are you drinking?
I've got the Bandit Peak Micro Burst Hazy IPA.
You're a bold
real
man.
good.
This is the guy who was like, I don't like IPAs. Goes
It
upstairs,
was-
grabs an IPA.
Well, I already had one of the
Surprises
other
us.
ones
Oh.
upstairs at the party, so
There was more than just that,
diversified.
I'm pretty sure.
I couldn't find it in the bucket, so this is what we're going with this week.
In the bucket.
It's a Bandit Peak week.
All right,
I like
sure,
it.
fair enough.
Happy Stampede, everybody. If you're surviving out there, kudos to you. Ty, you're amazing. You haven't even gone out.
I haven't gone yet. By the time this comes out, though, I think I'll have gone. By the time this podcast comes out, I'll
What
have
are you
gone.
holding out on? Come
Last
on.
year, I went a lot. I think I went more than you last year.
I know. That's why I'm like. But also, to be fair, we have matured. I've only gone out once myself, which is
Yeah,
bizarre.
so that's the thing. I think like I have a friend who works in radio who just moved to Calgary,
Every day.
and she's been out like every day. And I'm like, yeah, you know, you learn.
Money. The
You
money.
learn. Yeah, the money, it gets you.
The
You
hangover.
bring the cash, and then you're like, you know what?
Are you kidding
Let's
me?
bust
I
out
knew
the
not.
credit
I
card.
knew not to bring my cash. Credit card. Ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, I will not financially recover from
Well,
this.
if we're okay, Tiger King. If we're talking Stampede, let's talk about your new plan that you've wanted to talk about, because you say the biggest issue with like going out with, because you go out with like a big group, you roll deep with a crew. If I'm
Well-
going, I go with like 3 people. You're like, we have a pack
Because
of
nobody
12
wants
of
to
us.
see a group of 12 dudes. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to be like, oh, great, let's let in these 12 guys with golf polos on. Fun.
You
That's
think I
great.
have any golf polos?
Just kidding. But you know what I mean. You know the guys I'm
Okay.
talking about. Anyways, no, I went with a group, oddly enough, because Mr. Buns was on a golf tournament.
Yeah, there was a group of 12 dudes with
Yeah,
golf
with
polos. I
polos
was
on.
tagging along.
No, they all changed, thank God. But no, we just went out to Wild Horse.
Mr. Buns, your boyfriend, dressed really nice, I thought.
Thank you.
When I
He
saw
was
it,
happy about
he had a
that
nice
outfit.
blue
was-
pullover button-up and a white shirt,
Yep.
nice hat, I think. He
Yeah,
looked good.
he thought it was good. He put on some comfy Vans. He doesn't do the boot thing, so
Yeah, I don't do the boot thing either. Is that why you're trying to get me to do boots all the time?
yes, because I'm
your
like my
boyfriend
one
won't?
husband won't do it,
And
so I
you're
gotta
like,
get my
work
work husband. Yeah, no, I had a really good time, but it was funny because we went, and usually I'd have the girls with me. You know, they're gonna be coming down this week from Edmonton. I have one of my girlfriends with me, but usually with the girls, it's kind of anarchy. You're going to the bathroom in trips so you don't get lost. And I found myself actually getting lost at Wild Horse because I went to the bathroom by myself, and it's like, even though you know where your friends is standing in these
Wild
party
Horse
tents.
is a bar, a party tent?
Yes, sorry, a
Okay.
party tent that's outdoor. And even though you know kind of roughly where you're going, like you have your markers, you're like, okay, my friends are standing by this orange umbrella. I'm just going to go to the bathrooms. I'll snake back through this crowd of 5,000 people. I'll be fine. And I found myself getting lost like on multiple occasions, probably because of the drinks, but also because I was like, where the hell is everybody? Like, everybody looks the same. You're all wearing the same outfits. You can't tell where anybody's standing. And
You're
then I
all
saw...
wearing the same outfit.
Well, Jesus, it's like third dude in denim shirt and cowboy hat right beside you. So you're like, okay.
point.
It's a
Fair
sea
enough.
of Daisy Duke shorts. You're like, all right. It's a lot of ass out here. I'm just trying to find my way.
a whole lot of ass, just trying to find my way home.
So anyways, I saw this one girl in a bachelorette party had an air tag on. Genius. I was like, wow, I don't know if that's an insult because you're going to get so wasted your friends don't know if they could trust you to find you or if it's just smart. You know what I mean? So I thought of like preventative ways to not lose your friends. One would be an air tag. I always have my location on my Snapchat, which is good. But I'm like, you got to think of something, you know, so you don't get lost. You can find your way back somewhere.
I don't think you would like wearing an air tag, depending on who has access to it. Like your boyfriend can have access, I think, and
But
your
I
friends.
think, is that how it works?
But
right?
I think if I had access to your air tag, you would be so not okay with it.
you
I
said you
left
were
my
going to be
house
at
an
work
hour
20
ago.
20
I
minutes
swear
ago.
to God, it's what you'd say. And I'd be like, yeah, well, let's just pull up
This
the
is
stats.
only for Stampede, okay?
Sam, you've been to the Stampede quite a bit. Did
Yeah.
you get lost at all?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, all the time. So this is actually a really good plan because I went out to Wild Horse Tent last Stampede.
You went out when I was out too, and you
I got.
and you couldn't. You were like, "I'm so fucked up."
I was
like,
like,
"I'm
say
gone."
that.
I was unfortunately a little shittered on Saturday night.
You
It
were
was
like,
my
"It's
buddy.
4 a.m." You're like, "You're still here?" I'm like, "I'm not there. Still, I'm gone, man."
Yeah,
It
we
was
unfortunately-
4 a.m. and you guys ran into each other?
No.
No, I got in at about 4 a.m. But
You got in at 4 a.m.
No,
like-
he shut
like
the
got
tent
home
down.
at-
He got
at
Oh,
home.
Yeah.
okay. I was
I
like,
called
what
it
the hell are
early.
you guys doing? I'm too old.
But when you're
4 a.m.
when you're heavily inebriated at a place like that, you have no fucking idea where anyone is.
Well-
So it's hard. I'm completely on board with that.
Right?
tags.
Like
It's a
the
great idea.
music's going, the lights are going. You're like, holy shit, I just walked into my 12th vape cloud. Like, where am I?
You just want to two-step on the dance floor,
yeah,
you know?
right?
Okay,
So-
well, one, I don't do any of those things. Like, I'm too tall to get lost.
what do you mean you don't? Never mind. I was
Like, I also don't want to. I don't want to go to the dance floor because everyone's like, "Hey, Andre the Giant, get out of here."
No, that's not true. I found a lot of tall fellas there, a lot of over 6'4". It was odd. It
Yeah.
was your people.
People were probably looking at them, and they probably hated it because it's not fun. Yeah, I've never been like that lost. I'm so tall. Usually, people use me as a beacon. They're
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
I saw you, so I went to you.
You can also see over top of the crowd, so it's not like you're
Yeah.
looking up trying to be like, where the fuck is everybody? You just are like, you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I think it's smart because I also think that like as much fun as the Stampede is, it is really fun. But you have to be safe. Like you have to know where your friends are. You don't want to get separated from the
like
group.
any big exhibition or music festival.
Yeah.
But so you've been to the party tent. You got lost. Mm-hmm. Stampede had like what? Like how many people did they say it was?
They said for the first weekend here, 500 people,
500 people.
500,000 people went through the gates just to the grounds.
Wow.
So that's not even including the people who are just going to the tents. Because think about it. There's
Oh, the
like,
tents is crazy. Like the thing that people don't know about Stampede, and I'm sure we've said this like a broken record, is like you got K Days in Edmonton. Is it Westerner Days in Red Deer?
Oh, sure. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe that's in Winnipeg. I could be wrong. But they have that fair that travels around. But like Calgary, they're like, we're gonna throw a bunch of tents up, and Sean Paul's gonna be there. And it's
Oh,
just
it's
nuts.
unreal. I would say that nothing there is. I just don't think there's another city that supports
What's
like a
better,
festival.
Stampede or K Days?
definitely the
Stampede, no question.
But what's
Million times.
unfortunate
You go to
about
K Days now, and you're like,
No, but what's unfortunate about K-Days is I think it had the city backing it like that for a long time, and it had the traction to be as popular, but they
K Days
changed
is
the
the
name.
Edmonton version of the Stampede. I don't know if it ever was that hot.
Never.
I
They
don't
didn't-
think, like in my mind, like I would just not.
They don't
go.
have the support of the city,
No.
and they don't have the same pole and acts and things like that. And it's like they changed the name 3 times over, and it's not in a good part of the city, I would say. So
To backtrack though to what I was trying to get at, but
I'm getting lost.
getting lost in the conversation, not in the crowd. So you haven't been to the Stampede itself. Is there any food that you're still hoping to try? Like if I go, I'm getting I told the girlfriend, I was like,
donuts.
you want the donut? Like mini donut?
Yeah, I want the donuts.
Okay, I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, we gotta get like at least a corn dog for sure.
Corn dogs are also so fucking good. You're like, it's 35 degrees out, but I love this piping hot deep fried thing.
But I feel like our man Sam here, he's been going. I think you have to go tonight, right, to film Death from Above, photo
I have
Death from Above.
6 more trips to the Stampede. It's like pretty much every
Wow.
night.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean it's for work, so you don't get caught in the bullshit.
But are you gonna be eating? Have you been eating while you're
Guaranteed.
there?
I do want to try the neon dog. The
Oh,
last
yes.
time I was there, the lineup was like 40 people deep. So no, not.
Well, you have to try the neon dog at night. Like, there's no point of going during the day. You have
Gotta
to wait
see
till
if
the
it
sun
glows
sets.
in the dark.
It's a glow in the dark hot dog.
It's a glow in the dart.
It's a glow in the dart.
That's for after the hot dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go on. I guess if this episode drops Thursday, I'll have already gone. Wednesday for Jimmy Eat World, and we'll see. Maybe I'll grab a neon dog myself.
Nice. So,
Who knows?
be safe out there. Stay in numbers.
Put an air tag on your
Yeah.
friend. Track them all the time.
It's X After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
It's like X Afternoons, but in podcast form.
And we're back. I really wanted to tell you guys about this dream I had, which I thought would be a great short horror movie. I have to get in touch with like Kyle Edward Ball, the guy who made Skinamarink, that guy from Edmonton.
Oh.
Because this is good.
I
Okay.
thought you were like, I did get in touch with him.
No,
I was
I
like,
have
wow,
to.
okay.
But have you ever had like a nightmare that was so good where you're like, this would be a good horror movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, well, I feel like mine's really good. Okay.
It's better than yours.
Yeah, I think it's the best. All right. I told my girlfriend this like last night, and she was like, "Don't tell me that. Like that's creepy." But here's the plot of it essentially. All right. It's about a man or a woman or anyone who lives in an apartment, right? So let me just set the stage. Actually, let me build this for you. It's like 2 a.m. Someone's living in an apartment, and they just watched like a creepy movie. Maybe it was the Boston Strangler or something weird, where like that person would break into apartments and strangle people.
Jesus.
But they're like, oh, that was creepy. I should make sure my door's locked. And so they get the idea to like check their door.
Did you do this
No,
for
no, no.
me personally?
Are you ready though? They check the door, it's locked, and then they get that intrusive thought in their brain where they say, you know what? I want to look through the peephole, see what goes on in the hallway at 2 a.m. Is there anything weird happening? All right, and then this person looks through their peephole, and all they see is a man standing right in front of their door, just smiling at them. Like smiling in front of their door, like
Sounds
all
like The
creepy,
Purge.
like a dysmorphed smile. Though, why would it be like The Purge? How is
'Cause I
this
think
like The
there's
Purge
a lot,
at all?
There's a lot of scenes like that where people would be hiding out in their homes, and then they would go to
Someone
their
knocks
security
on their
cam.
door?
Yeah, and they're wearing a purge mask.
Okay, but this is like a creature. Okay, like it's like a deformed smile. It's like that man. Have you ever seen that meme where it's like, have you dreamt of this man?
I don't know.
Okay, well, and like that's the thought. You could do that with your doorbell camera. Like you could change the plot of the movie to be about a woman at home with her dogs, and then she checks her doorbell camera late at night just to see, and there's a man standing outside her door, just standing there.
Why do you need to breathe this into my life?
What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, if you saw that.
I would never have anybody come to my house without my dogs knowing.
Okay.
Which
what if
makes
you're
me
just
feel
checking
better.
the doorbell camera because you have a doorbell cam. There's a man just standing there.
I think I would just go into hiding. I would grab my weapons, like my spatula.
Your spatula, as we know.
Then I would probably call the people I know and be like, "There's a fucking."
You call the
guy."
people you know, not the cops.
Well, and then I would call the cops. I need to
Alright.
see if there was like probable cause, probable reasoning.
It's like a big grin. Sam, what would you do if you saw something like that? Because that was my nightmare the other day. There was just a man standing in my door,
That's
like just
fucked
staring
up.
at me.
So literally this morning I was watching a TikTok about like night crawlers, which are like these like shape-shifting guys.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and it's so freaky because I don't know what I would do because apparently they play like, and I know it's all bullshit, but like they act like they're an animal or like a child or something and lure you to open the door. And
Is-
you open the door and then you die.
Isn't that a thing in like Central America? I know a lot of different
God.
cultures there will talk about that, but they have a certain name for it.
Yeah.
But people will spot these creatures when they're like in a farmer's field or something. It'll scurry across, and it's supposed to be these kind of like
Yeah.
spiritual beings that haunt people.
I thought my idea was really good. I put it into ChatGPT to like
Okay, we
write
put it into
out.
ChatGPT.
Because I was like, this is a good idea for a movie. Like, what would your horror movie be? While I check this out, what would it be? Like, what's your nightmare where you're like, that's so good, I gotta write this down, write a screenplay tonight.
Do you want to hear it? It's actually pretty fucked. I used to have this as a reoccurring dream.
You're like, there's no spatula. Someone breaks into
No,
the house.
I know. No, I used to have a reoccurring dream that for some reason I was like in. You're gonna laugh because I say Costco, but I was in.
Jesus
I was in.
Christ.
It would be like a warehouse, like a Costco would be in. But I'm trying to go get supplies because it's like apocalyptic, and I need to go and get as much fucking supplies as I can. But as I'm grabbing what I need, all of a sudden the warehouse doors to the Costco like shut and they close and they lock, and all of the overhead lights start shutting off one by one, and then now I am trapped in this warehouse where there are other people also trying to survive and scavenge, and it kind of turns into a purge in this warehouse where all this highly valued goods are. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But it just is like creepy because you're like, okay, now it's like your own little survival of the fittest.
pitch that to Kirkland. If anything, if you're at a Costco, though, they have like tools to protect yourself.
But I mean, there would be other people in there trying to establish a hierarchy of who gets what,
Like in
because
The
there's a
Mist.
zombie apocalypse outside of the warehouse.
That's like The Mist.
Yeah.
Did you see The Mist and then you dreamt that?
I don't know. I used to get that dream a lot. It was fucked. I was like, why am I dreaming this? But you know what I mean? That actually sounds like that could be a reality TV show, like a creepy game show. You know?
Sam, have you dreamt anything that would be a good movie?
Mostly just me falling out of an airplane. Like
Oh, yeah.
You know,
What
like
did they
that
say when
classic, you're falling, you're going to hit the ground.
You fall out of the bed?
Ugh.
Yeah. There's
You fall out of bed a lot?
more than I'd like to like
Don't you get
admit.
people get the falling sensation when they're sleeping all the time? I
There-
get that lots.
There was one time that I cut my nose,
Oh.
and it was from hitting the side of my bed. Because I flop around like a fish. I will fall off the bed.
Should get your restraints and strap you down like the exorcism.
Chloe
This is
hates
what-
this because I bump into her during the night. She's like, "You roll on me. You roll on me all the time." Because
Ah, I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
This is like an excerpt from what ChatGPT wrote. I said, write it in the style of Stephen King.
Oh my
All
god.
right, so the guy's name is Kevin, and he says, what harm could it do to take a quick look? He inches closer to the door, eye level with the peephole. His eye meets the cold glass, and he hesitates, his hand trembling slightly. The pull becomes irresistible, because the intrusive thoughts, demanding to be satiated. Kevin hesitates no more, his eye pressed firmly against the people, and what he sees on the other side turns his blood to ice. In the dimly lit hallway stands a man, shrouded in darkness. His figure is eerily still, his eyes unblinking as they fixate upon Kevin's door. The man's face twists into a grotesque, unearthly smile, sending a chill down Kevin's spine. Spooky. I would like to write that movie.
would you submit it to public access TV like your last one?
No, this would be like a movie. I don't know. We could try to make it. I
Low
don't know.
budget flick.
It'd be 15 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Because like you can't really do much more with it.
Well, wasn't there that Edmonton movie that did really
That's
well?
what I was talking about. Kyle
yeah,
Balls.
Yeah.
Get him a ring.
Yeah. Creepy.
I got to call him up, get something going. And then I did look at my peephole the other night. It was just an empty.
You must have like
hallway.
a fear or something about this, because why else would you be
It's like
dreaming
a
that?
curiosity. I think it's like a fascinating dream. Like, what if you looked out your peephole late at night and there's someone standing in front of your door?
I feel like this has been cut from a couple of different movie scenes, but it obviously is creepy because people keep on using these for movies.
Other than like the Purge, people knocking at a door, I can't think of that being somewhere else. Like someone's just obviously going up nonchalantly, looking at their door, look through the people, and someone's standing there. They're not
Let me see.
knocking or anything.
Let me see.
Have you ever heard of the story where it's like, have you dreamt of this man.com?
No.
It was like a marketing thing. Have you dreamed this man? It was a website, and people said that thousands of people have dreamt of this man right here.
No, I've never seen that
And
before.
everyone claimed they had dreamt of him.
Why?
They hadn't.
What's the psychological just like explanation for that? Wow, Ty, wait a second.
Okay.
There is a short film that came out in 2018, and it's called Peephole. And it's on YouTube right now.
Shut up.
Yep.
Okay, and what's it about?
I'm clicking the link right now. It is an indie short film. I don't know if I want to watch it because it looks like it's going to freak me out. But I just Googled people staring through a peephole and seeing creepy things on the other side. This is literally your fucking movie.
No!
Wow, I'm going to have to link this in our podcast. But basically, this guy starts out by falling asleep on the couch, and he goes over to his door because he either hears a knock or something. And then he looks through the peephole, and there's a creepy man on the other side. And he goes out to find nothing waiting for him. But it's just this back and forth all night of
Well,
him
that
checking.
sucks.
Yeah, sorry to be anticlimactic, but I was like, I think
So there's no original ideas left in the world. And
he wasn't a creature, though. He was just a distorted human.
that's what
So,
it was for
sure,
me. That's
yes,
exact
okay.
same movie.
Okay.
Fuck. That sucks.
You're diving a little deeper into the world of Mariah and Ty with the X After Hours podcast.
All right, crew, you ready for Hall of Fame?
We're back. We're ready to do Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
All right. Play that thing.
Mariah and Ty's Hall of Fame.
I got the final results from last week's
Give us
poll.
just like the percentage if you can.
Okay. Well, actually, it's a tie. So medicine and butt plugs tied with 6 votes each.
What?
And then Class Clown got 2,
Okay.
unfortunately. People
Why?
weren't digging my receipts.
I've seen the amount of listeners we get, and it's weird that they're not voting.
The one thing, like, you got to search for the poll.
I guess
Especially on
so.
Spotify. Like, you have to
It's on the
find-
mobile app.
It's on the mobile app, and you have to go into the Interact tab. It doesn't just pop up for you.
Oh,
It's really strange.
So do we put both in then if it's even votes?
Sam, what do you think? You're the one who lets them into the hall.
Yeah.
I think there's space for both, especially because we're early. So, you know what? They're both going in the hall.
Wow, 2 inductees into the Hall of Fame: the crocheted butt plugs and my mouthwash medicine.
Oh,
And
wow.
To be fair, because both of them tied last week as well, I feel like we got to, spread the love. Ty gets one in the Hall of Fame.
I am getting one, the mouthwash.
Yeah, now you have one in the Hall of Fame.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. What is, well, I was going to say, what is your review of the week this week? But let's say, don't throw that at me.
I wasn't going to.
Stop, she did. And now it's time for
Mariah
and
and
Ty's
Ty's
review of the week. Stop throwing shit.
It's time for Mariah and Ty's review of the week.
All right.
Jesus, I
My
said stop
God.
throwing
He
things,
has
Sam.
feelings. Pick Googie
Hall
up.
of Famer here.
Yeah, Jesus. Okay, he needs a
He's
little
going to be
bit.
There's
retired
so much
pretty early
dust.
with throws
oh
like
my
that.
God. It's going to
Hey.
explode. We'll have water everywhere.
Poor Googs.
Sam's throwing this like dollar store toy from episode like 19 or something. You think it's 19?
I think that was
23.
20, no,
22.
22.
All right, okay. Sam
Okay,
knows.
so what's your review time?
So my review was, my brother works for Old Dutch, and he was telling me when this came out, like kids were almost fighting each other over this stuff. And I thought, like, there's no way it can be that good. It's called the
Oh.
Prime Drink. I think it's from Logan, Paul, and KSI, the YouTubers.
Wow, great. What a great group to support.
I think Logan Paul's not that
I
bad.
think he's a twat.
I think Jake Paul is a knob.
They're both shit.
But, like, they're smart. They're making money off us.
they're smart, I guess.
I like that story about the fake Pokemon card.
What?
Logan Paul's a professional wrestler. You know, he's in WWE now.
Oh,
Gotta give him some respect for that.
Professional.
professional.
And
Also rigs a couple boxing matches, or is that his brother?
that's his brother, but his brother lost. So what can you say? He lost.
That's true.
It's a prime drink. I can't understand. Like the thing is, like Mitch said, my older brother, he said that like kids were fighting over these
Yeah.
at gas stations. This, Mariah, like take a sip of that. It's. I would never have fought someone over a hydration drink.
Mr. Bunce told me that these are good if you throw a little bit out and then you mix it with water. 'Cause he said they're super sugary.
There's only 20 calories in that.
Yeah, apparently there's a difference between the sports drink and the energy drink.
That tastes like it needs some water. How much sugar is in here?
Yeah.
Only 2
Maybe has a little
grams?
bit of
Exactly. I don't
What are
know
they
what you're talking
using?
about.
But they must be
artificial
using
sweetener.
Yes, okay, aspartame, great.
It tastes like the Costco brand.
How dare you compare
It
that
tastes
to
like the
anything Costco?
Kirkland energy drink or Powerade
Maybe
or
it's
whatever
Kirkland
it is.
that makes it.
But to like want to fight your fellow classmates over, not worth it. Or get in an argument or like brag by saying you have this. This is not
Do
a brag.
they like it because it's a flippy bottle?
No, I think it's because Logan Paul does it and kids love YouTube.
True.
And it's like a 5.5 out of 10. Like it doesn't suck.
It's not good.
I don't think it's not bad.
You're right. It's not bad. But
It's just
not
like
good.
it's like drinking a Powerade. So now we know the hype behind it, but maybe we're showing our age. I don't know.
How much is a bottle of that? How
Yeah.
much did you pay?
It's a price point.
It's less than a Red Bull.
Seriously.
Yep.
'Cause
Red
when
Bull's
they-
about 42. This was $3.
When they first came to Canada, they were being bought by those like drink resell places.
Yeah,
that
it's
sell the
crazy.
Specialty drinks. And they were like $15 a bottle.
Like you understand, like you read about the hype behind this.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Like they were
100%.
selling out like crazy. Now they're here. It's easy to get.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking Powerade.
It's kind of like, when new flavors of bubbly come out, you can never find them, and then all of a sudden you can
Yeah,
find
but
them
I'm not gonna
everywhere.
fight someone at the grocery store for it. I'm like, I'll move on. Go to the compliments brand or President's
Give
Choice.
me that coconut pineapple bubbly.
Yeah. Don't you get between me and my bubbly. Bad news for you, buddy. But yeah, 5.5 prime drinks out of 10. Like it's
powering.
fine.
Sweet.
Nice. Well, I'm going to review.
It's no Coca-Cola with coffee.
That's right. I'm going to review the boots that I'm wearing on my legs, on my feet. Sorry. We were chatting about these earlier.
I like your boots you're wearing on those.
On my feet. Sorry. These I bought. I don't know, Sam, if you can see the camera, if you can see them. But these I bought from a woman in Calgary, but they're like vintage. She had bought them years ago. I'm pretty sure they're from the 80s. She's like, I bought these in Winnipeg. Ty, I was thinking about you. You're a Winnipegger, former Winnipegger.
By way of Winnipeg. Yes.
And so she was like, I bought these in Winnipeg years ago in the 80s. They're from North Dakota. She's like, I wore them once. And I was like, wow. Okay, I can tell that you wore them once because I can barely get my foot into this thing. So I got my feet into them finally. They're feeling really good, and I'm pretty happy that they're old and they look great, and they got a rose gold steel toe on them. So,
Mariah,
what?
tell everyone what's around your feet right now.
Do you want to know how I got my feet in these?
Yeah, she can get her feet in.
Okay,
You
I'm
have
not going to take it
say-
off now because I'm wearing a dress and it'd just be a sight that nobody wants to see.
But you could probably pull it out.
No, we're not doing that because
Okay.
then I have to waste another bag. So hear me out. I had to get my feet into these bad boys because they were tight in the calf. The foot fits me, but this had like no give, so I couldn't my foot couldn't get.
I said dip your feet in
In.
margarine.
What I did is I took 2 dog bags that you would use to pick
Dog
up poos.
bags.
Couple poos. Yeah, they're dog bags.
I thought you used garbage
They're
bags.
literally fresh dog poo bags. It's fabulous. And I put them around my little feeties.
Gonna
I got
reuse
I
them
got
later.
socks on, but I put them over top my socks,
Your feet must be so sweaty.
slid them in, and they slid in 2 seconds. And I was like, why the fuck was I fighting with these things, bringing out the fucking blow dryer when I could have just put on a little bag and
So
just
what would you say to anyone who can't get their boots on?
use a blow dryer, but then also put your foot you have to be wearing a sock. Wear a sock, put a little plastic bag over top of your
Dog
feet,
poo bag.
and just slide it in. Unbelievable.
Out of 10?
I'm going to give them a 7 because they were hard to get on. I love them, affordability, but I still got to break them in a little bit more.
Do you know what Sam's reviewing?
No.
I have no clue. Normally we know going into
Sam?
this. Sam, what do you got?
Actually, you might know
What?
because I texted you last night about it.
Me? Or
Me?
Ty, yeah. I got into an early screening of Mission Impossible. Of course,
What?
it comes out
Let
this
me
week.
read the text,
Oh.
Mariah.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Okay.
This was
I
mine.
was so excited, dude.
Here, let me pull this up. Okay. 6:45 p.m. Sam texts me. Seeing an early screening of Mission Impossible tonight. So fucking stoked.
Okay.
And then here's what I wrote back to you. I'm proud of you, Sam.
Nice. Pikachu, little gift.
And Sam sent a sad Pikachu.
So, Sam, how was it? Another
was-
movie for you to review.
It was, yeah, it's my weekly movie review. It was,
You better play a clip right here.
it was unbelievable. It was everything I wanted it to be. And I
Really?
mean, like, let's be honest, Mission Impossible movies, there's not a whole lot of plot. There's a whole lot of like, go get this objective, your girl's in danger, that sort of stuff. But like the whole thing was just awesome.
Did he do his own stunt there where
Yes,
he
he did.
drove
Yes,
the
he
dirt
did.
bike off of the.
They
Okay.
did 6 takes of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's not that bad, though.
And
It
I was
could've been
wondering,
20.
like, what is the insurance cost on Tom Cruise in
don't
one
think-
of those movies?
I think
I-
the church covers it. And by
That's
the way,
what I
Sam,
was just going to say.
Sam, I'm not going to that meeting. Stop asking me.
Is it a Scientology joke?
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy. Anyway,
They
Alright.
do pay for it. I'm pretty sure. Like they fund the movies.
They fund everything that covers everything for those stars.
Yeah, I like, but it's no secret. Like the Church of Scientology, like does fund his movies.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yep.
He's a weird guy, and that church is weird, but they're good
Yep.
movies.
he's here's my thing. Great actor, very strange dude. Very
Super weird
strange.
guy. You're
Yeah.
61 years old and you're riding a motorcycle off a cliff?
Didn't you ever hear about how Seth Rogen said that he got approached by Tom Cruise to try and get into Scientology, and he was like, "Nope, nope." He's told that openly on a few podcasts and stuff that he's interviewed on, and he's like, "No."
Have you never had someone try to get you to join a religion?
To Scientology? Who do
No,
you know that's in
but
Scientology?
I know people have tried to get me to join religions
Oh.
of theirs.
I had
No, but
somebody.
I think Scientology is like inside though. You got to be
Yeah.
like in Hollywood. to
I
get
had
there.
I had somebody try
don't
and
know, there was
convert
one
me
in
to a
Edmonton,
Jehovah's
Mariah.
Witness.
Oh, that's pretty fair. But
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a Church of Scientology on like 104th Street or 105th.
really?
Wait,
Yeah, but I
what?
think the Scientology that people are
Edmonton there.
talking about are like with
The
Hollywood.
the elite sign.
The
That's
LA
like-
one's a little better.
That's like you can go and see it in New York. I'm surprised you actually didn't walk by it. It is massive.
Sam kept telling me to go, and I said, I'm not going to. I'm just kidding, Sam. Sorry.
Come see my thing. Yeah.
Stop painting him.
I will convert you.
Okay. All right. Well, time
I'm
to
not a
move on.
Scientologist.
What do you think of your drink? Sam is not a Scientologist that we know of.
I'm gonna give the Kirkland Pinot Grigio a 9 out of 10. I'm only giving it 1 point down because they covered up the Kirkland logo with the X logo, and I was a little bit upset. Anyways,
I'm going to give the Banded Peak Plainsbreaker Hopped Wheat Ale a 9 out of 10. It's very good wheat ale. Very good. I think it would go good with the thing of clam. And I will say, if you are any religion, Scientology or whatever,
shut the
that's
fuck
fine.
up. Oh,
I was going to say
good.
that's
Okay,
fine.
okay,
Oh my
okay.
God. I was going to. What do you think I was going to be like dunking on them? I think it's fine. Do what makes you happy.
He's being accepting here.
Good to
Yeah.
backpedal there. Nice work.
Well, I just don't want anyone to be like, oh my God.
True.
It's like, do what you want to do.
Sam?
I like this IPA. This one's a little bit better than some of the other ones I had. It is a little bit stronger. It's 6.2%, but overall, really nice kind of summer IPA. I'll give it 8 out of 10. It's pretty
Wow.
solid.
Well, goodbye.
You've been listening to X After Hours podcast with Mariah and Ty.
You want more? Then tune into X Afternoons with these two live on Calgary's alternative X92.9 Monday through Friday 2 to 7 p.m. Mountain Time at X92.9.ca.
And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and have the new episode of X After Hours downloaded weekly to whatever device you use.
I wish they all could be California girls too.
Wish we could all be. I can't remember.